Dusk came with snow on the street. It had been a bad day at work. Frank Smith sat at the stop sign in his beat-up truck, once slick black, now blotched with rot. His eyes were fixed on the road that faced him. She was off at 5 like him, so he knew she would come. There was just one way out of the lot where they worked. He had no place to be and did not mind the wait. When he showed up at work that day, she had her hand on his chair and made him go to her desk and shut the door. She was young, just a girl, he thought. She had long blonde hair with loose curls, which made her seem more like a child to Frank. But then, he was old. He had worked at TechPro for what seemed like his whole life and was proud of it, but she was his boss now, and he was not as proud of that. "Mr. Smith," she said. She played with her pen like a bored kid would play with a dumb toy and looked down at her slack notes. "You have not been prompt this week, and your work has been slow and flawed. Might it be time for you to move on? You are at that age." Frank did not feel the same. He might not call up dates or points as well as he once could, but he was great at sales and had a wall full of plaques to prove it. What did she know? So he sat at the four-way stop. The dark had sunk to meet the street. He saw the two lights at the head of her car creep up to her stop sign, and they were face to face through sheets of glass that would shield the wind if it blew. He stared at her, his heart beat fast, and he pulled his hood over his gray head. His truck revved with the weight of his foot, one time. Then he let off the brake, which forced his truck right at her green sports car, that Frank learned in the room where they ate lunch she had bought at the start of the week. Her pale hair was streaked with blood and hung out the door to droop on the rough street. Frank saw a few bright drops run from her open cheek and change to steam on the snow as he drove by. He was done for the day and had a yen for an ice cream cone with Red Hots on top and a game of kickball. He hummed a tune he learned at camp when he was 10, filled with joy by the thought that he would not have to deal with her the next day.